What's up, family? If you're coming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, or if you with Elon Musk and Mars, happy Monday to you. Today is Monday, March the 15th, 2021. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. We are live. Of course, it's 12 minutes after the hour. But guess what? We're here. And we got something exciting that we're going to be talking about today. So if you're coming on, please hit that like button. Hit that share button. Tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Tell them Prophet Ramone and the Ramonepreston Show is live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My hope and expectation is that you are having an amazing Monday. I want to formally celebrate you and welcome you for joining me today to the Ramonepreston Show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston, Prophet Ramonepreston. You better believe it. And we come to you every Monday through Friday, live, 12 o'clock noon, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, and any other audio or video platform that will allow us to go live. And whenever Elon Musk makes it to Mars and we can get some transmission from Mars, guess what? We're going to be in Mars, hanging out with the Martians. So if you are watching live today, I want you to give a shout out from whatever city you are watching from. Shout out to my PA, my personal assistant, my spiritual daughter. Today is her birthday. She's my sidekick normally Monday through Friday. So when I look to the side, I don't see my sidekick, but shout out to my spiritual daughter. Happy birthday to you. I love you. So proud of you. Happy for you. And appreciate everything that you do to support us right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you missed the show just this past Friday, I was talking about how to fail-proof your investing. All last week, I talked about investing, or at least every discussion that I had Monday through Friday was centered around investing. And one of the reasons why is because when you get a financial windfall like most people are going to be getting or are already getting right now with income tax returns, with the stimulus checks, most of the time, the average person doesn't really see a financial windfall unless it's income tax return time. So that means maybe once a year you will see a lump sum of money, a financial windfall. And we all go through the same process to some extent. When we get a financial windfall, when we get a couple dollars in our pockets, guess what we do? We want to figure out how can we invest that money, or at least how can we put our money in something that can safeguard it and can potentially multiply it. Well, that's called investing. That's not just called savings, that's called investing. And so all last week, I wanted to dedicate every show, Monday through Friday, to talk about the idea of investing. And we covered so many different topics on investing, so many different angles. And then we ended Friday talking about how to fail-proof your investing. If y'all hear some noise in the background, they out there working, doing some stuff. I think they laying some carpet or something. So don't mind the noise. Pay attention to your boys, all right? So we talked about how to fail-proof your investing. Today, I really want to talk about the 3 success multipliers. Because if you're thinking about investing a portion or percentage of your stimulus check, if you're thinking about investing a portion or percentage of your income tax return, or maybe you just might have some money saved up somewhere that you're thinking, wow, what can I do with this money? Where can I put a couple stacks, a couple bands, a couple thou wow to make some extra money? Well, you're gonna have to understand the basic fundamentals of investing, which is why if you are not a part of our Blueprint Game Plan program, everything that I'm talking about, everything that I share on the show, this is the 8th week since we've launched the Ramonepreston Show Monday through Friday. And so for the past 7 weeks now, this is week 8, that we've hosted this show every Monday through Friday. Every show, every topic, every area that we've discussed, all the information, all the education that I have shared with you is in my blueprint game plan. We have put together a 5-step wealth building system to provide you with online educational training videos and resources and content to really educate you on the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investing, and family legacy wealth building. So everything that you hear me talking about, it's in my personal playbook, which is called our Blueprint Game Plan program. So if at any time you feel like, you know what, I think what he's saying resonates with me enough that he's believable, and he don't sound like he capping or he lying. Maybe he do know what he talking about. Maybe he might be living it. So if you get to that point to where you feel like, you know what, I need to get that game, and I want to get it from a biblical perspective. I want to learn the game from a righteous perspective, from people of God who understand the things of God and who have figured out ways to incorporate biblical economic principles into our daily economic lives. So if you're interested in it at any point, you can prepare yourself to visit my website. It's Ramonepreston.com. All the information is in the Blueprint Game Plan. All you got to do is type Ramonepreston.com in your web browser, your address bar, and when you go there, you're going to see the Blueprint Game Plans we have available. Our signature blueprint, which is the most popular one that we have, is our ultimate all-in-one blueprint. So you'll see that we have 6 blueprints total. The first 5 are industry specific. We have one for personal finances, one for churches and nonprofits, one for network marketers, one for general entrepreneurship, and we have one for real estate investors. The 6th one, which is our ultimate all-in-one, is all 5 of these built into one. So if you want to know the game, if you want to understand finances and business and ministry and understanding organizational operations from ministry to marketplace, from nonprofit to for-profit, then you're going to want to get that ultimate all-in-one blueprint. I'll talk about that a little later, but today I want to talk about the 3 success multipliers. The 3 success multipliers. Now, Friday, I gave you 3 ways to fail-proof your investing. So if you're thinking about investing, if you're thinking about taking a couple bands or a little bit of that stimulus check and that income tax refund, and you like, I want to put this somewhere that I know I can make me some money and safeguard. Well, there are 3 things you're going to have to make sure you have before you invest, because that's how you fail-proof your investing. But these 3 things that you need to have are actually considered the 3 success multipliers. That's what I call them. There are 3 success multipliers. So it doesn't really matter what area you want to invest your money in. It doesn't really matter what industry you're in. What matters is you have a grip on what is required to fail-proof whatever you're doing as an investor, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur. And those 3 things that I'm going to give you today, and we're going to lean further into it, are considered my personal 3 success multipliers. So what are the 3 success multipliers? I'll give them to you, and then we'll get into the details. By the way, if you had any questions, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, or any other platform, if you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the comments, and I'm gonna do my best to answer any of the questions that you have. And keep in mind, you can call and you can ask any questions that you might want to ask over the phone, or just reach out to us and let us know how we can help serve you. That's what our assignment is. Our assignment in this season in particularly is to really bring a level of biblical economic awareness to our people. If there's ever been a time, and there's been many times in the history of the world and the history of the Bible, if there's ever been a time that God's people need a heightened awareness of how important economics are, how important financial literacy is, how important entrepreneurship is, and ownership and investing and wealth building is, it has to be right now. We are literally living in the midst of one of the greatest generational wealth transfers ever. I know it don't feel like it for some people because a lot of people still struggling, but we are actually living in one of the greatest generational wealth transfers ever. It's happening right now. It's happening. What you see happening with the stimulus checks, what you see happening with mergers and acquisitions of companies, and companies becoming trillion-dollar companies, and baby boomers retiring, and all these different dynamics are taking place, and all these parts are moving around the world. These are all indications of what a generational wealth transfer looks like. And you are in the middle of a generational transfer of wealth. I want you to understand that, and I want you to believe it, and I want you to accept it. You are in the midst of a generational wealth transfer, even if it don't look like it in your bank account. But again, it depends on how you move. It depends on what you have at your disposal and how you're using it. And so this is why these 3 success multipliers are very, very important. So what are the 3 success multipliers? Let me give them to you, and then we'll talk a little bit about all 3 of them. Number 1, the first success multiplier is strategy. This is the same way you fail-proof your investing. This is the same way you fail-proof your business. This is the same way you fail-proof any area of your life. If you're trying to get your finances together, if you're trying to get your credit repaired, if you're trying to get out of debt, if you're trying to get a business off the ground, if you're trying to start a church or start a nonprofit, guess what? You still need to fail-proof whatever you're trying to do. And fail-proofing it means you need certain success multipliers. You need certain things in stone, in like the cement of your life, in order to make sure that what you are doing actually works. First success multiplier is strategy. Second success multiplier is time. Third success multiplier is money. Those are the 3 success multipliers. Number 1, strategy. Number 2, time. And number 3, money. Now remember, I hit on this a little bit Friday. I didn't get a chance to get into a lot of the details of it, so I'll do my best to get into the details of it today. So when you think about the 3 success multipliers, I want to be successful financially. I want to be successful in my ministry. I want to be successful in my investments. I want to be successful in whatever it is that you want to be successful in. I'm telling you, these are the 3 success multipliers that you have to have. You have to have strategy, you have to have time, and you have to have money. And I'll explain to you what each of those 3 things mean, because they might not mean what you think they mean. A lot of people use all 3 of them words loosely. Every time I turn around, somebody talking about they got a strategy. Oh, I'm strategizing. Oh, I'm operating strategically. Well, do you understand what strategy means when it comes to what you're doing? A lot of people say, well, I'm utilizing my time. Time is money. Okay, so what? What are you doing with your time? Don't mean just because you know time is money that time is actually working, or you're working time correctly. And then we got money. I know you hear people say it take money to make money, and you could do things with no money. It don't always take money. Well, blah 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 blah. Whatever. You need to know the details of these words. Don't just be using words loosely based on what other people are using words for and how they define and describe these words. So let's look at the 3 success multipliers. Number 1, strategy. Number 2, time. And number 3, money. So how is strategy a success multiplier? Well, strategy is a success multiplier because you have to have the right strategy in order to even begin the process of investing or the process of building success in any area of your life or in any entrepreneurial endeavor. When I say strategy, some of you might have heard me say this before, but I'll say it again for the people in the back. When I say strategy, here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowledge, I'm talking about application, and I'm talking about skill. So when you say you need a strategy, okay, I need an investment strategy. I need a financial strategy. I need a sales strategy. I need a business strategy. What are you actually saying you need? You need, number one, knowledge. You need, number two, application. And you need, number three, skill. So think about that. If you say you have an investment strategy or a business strategy or a financial strategy and you do not have knowledge, application, and skill, you really ain't got no strategy. Because in order for you to have a strategy for your business, in order for you to have a strategy for your finances, in order for you to have a strategy to get out of debt or to repair your credit or to increase your net worth or to build an organizational enterprise or invest, you need a strategy. This is the first success multiplier you gotta have. You gotta have it. There's no way around not having a strategy. And again, when I say strategy, what am I talking about? I'm talking about knowledge. What do you mean by knowledge? When I say knowledge, I'm talking about you need information. You need insight, and you need perspective. Think about that. So in order to get strategy, I gotta have knowledge. So knowledge is about me gaining a certain level of information. So think about the area you might wanna invest in. This is one of the reasons why I discourage, and I very rarely discourage people, but sometimes I have to discourage people, especially when it comes to investing or putting your money in certain things. Because if you're gonna put your money somewhere, I don't care what type of investment it is. I don't care what type of business idea it is. I don't care what type of financial tool or wealth building tool it is. Before you put your money in anything, before you put your money in a blueprint game plan, before you put your money in something Prophet Ramone or anybody is selling you or offering you that's supposed to change the narrative of your economic life, you need to have a strategy. That means you need to have knowledge. That means you need information. There's a specific type of information you're gonna need for the type of business that you're doing. There's a specific type of information you need for the investment that you're doing. For example, if you have a business and one of the success multipliers of your business is strategy, that means in order for your business to see true success, one of the pillars of your business, one of the foundational bedrock principles of your business is the fact that you as the owner of that business have a strategy. And if you're gonna have a strategy as the owner and the CEO of that business, that means you're gonna have to have information. And the information is not just information you got on what the business does. So, okay, your business provides painting services. Your business provides clothing apparel. Your business provides haircuts. Your business provides transportation services. Your business provides a certain product and service. The information you have about that business has to go beyond the information about the product and the service that you are providing through your business. Because your business does not just operate on the product and service. Your business operates on other systems like sales systems, like marketing systems, like financial systems, like operational systems, like executive administrative systems. So that means if I'm going to own a business, I need a strategy for my business, which means it's not me putting a lot of hoopla on a piece of paper or typing out some fancy business proposal or some business plan that I put together in a 3-ring binder talking about what I'm finna do and where we project it to go and what the market trends are. All that may be helpful, but it may not be necessary or a necessity. So I have to know, I have to have knowledge, I have to have certain information on how my business system actually runs. Then you have to have insight. That means you got to dig deep into the details of your executive system, the details of your marketing system, the details of your sales system, the details of your financial system, the details of your operational system. Otherwise, guess what you're going to be doing as a business owner and CEO? You're going to be around here twiddling your thumbs saying, man, I got to make some money. Child, I need a door to open. I just wish God would do something for me. You know why you're saying that? Because you don't have strategy. In other words, you don't have knowledge, information, insight. And as you gain information and insight, which is knowledge, you start developing a different perspective. You start seeing things about your investing. You start seeing things about your business that other people don't see. So your strategy means you got to have knowledge. Your strategy also means you got to have application. That means if you're going to take some of your stimulus check, if you're going to take some of your income tax refund and you're going to invest it in a business or invest it into some type of investment vehicle, you not only need knowledge, but you need application. That means you need some practical, tactical techniques. You got to know things about that area you want to invest in that other people might be overlooking. That means you got to start practicing it. I tell this all the time to people who want to get into real estate investing. I can teach the fundamentals of real estate investing. I can show you the industry standards of real estate investing. I can give you the general guidelines for real estate investing, but guess what? You got to take all that knowledge, all that information, all that insight, all that perspective, and you got to go to the town you want to invest in and ride around that town. You got to find properties in that neighborhood. You got to see what's going on in that city, in that community you want to invest in. You might got to ride there at night, ride by there on the weekend. You got to go by an open house that might be there. You got to look at what's sold recently, what's for sale, what the cap rate in that area is. What is the rental properties looking like what the rental market is looking like. Those are applications. So if it's a business you want to invest in, okay, is that business important now? It's 2021. A business that was important a year ago ain't important today. A lot of businesses that existed a year ago don't exist today. You might be trying to invest in a business that nobody really don't need, at least enough for you to have financial freedom doing. So that may mean you got to pivot. But if you don't have knowledge and application, you're going to be stuck trying to build a business and keep investing in a business that ain't working. And that's really not in demand right now. You got to decide what you want to go after. And you're not trying to go after money. A lot of times you're going after freedom. you going after freedom. You just looking for, I got to get free. And if that means I got to pivot my business strategy, I got to get a certain level of knowledge, and then I got to put some application to practice. I got to develop some tactics and techniques. Strategy is also about skill. So if you're going to have a strategy, you got to have knowledge, you got to have application, and then you got to have skill. What do you mean by skill? To have a skill set is really to have the ability to create a deal. You got to have the ability to create a deal. You got to have the ability to create a deal. You got to get good enough at more than just what you good at. So again, if you paint for a living, if you do hair for a living, if you are a marketer, if you are a landscaper, if you are whatever you are, being good at that is good. But now you got to be good at the other things that make what you good at great. So that means if I'm good at providing a certain service or providing a certain product to the market, I got to get real good at surrounding that product and service with certain systems that make my product and service stand out, that make my product and service look better. And those systems are business systems. These are investment systems. Like just thinking you're going to go take $1,000 or $2,000 and go buy some Amazon stock, or go buy a piece of cryptocurrency, or invest in Starbucks or some type of mutual fund. If you think that's going to get you to where you want to go, it's because you lack strategy. It's because you don't have the right knowledge. It's because you don't have the right application and the right skill. And a lot of the people, and until they can prove me wrong with what I'm saying, I'm going to keep saying it. A lot of the people that's trying to push many people into investing into some of those vehicles are people who don't even have a whole lot of money invested in those vehicles. They're just selling a product. They're just selling a service. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? Just check out some of the ads that you see running on social media sometime. Have you noticed a lot of the people, they're trying to sell you a course or a hack to do something that they're not doing. Their business is not doing that thing they're telling you you should do. Their business is selling you how to do it because they're not doing it. So they're in the business of telling you what to do. They're not in the business of investing in crypto. They're not in the business of investing in another business. They're not in the business of building an organizational enterprise. They might just be in the business of selling you information or links or marketing products. And that business is getting them money. That's making them look like they're getting the money from doing what they're telling you that you should do. So you got to be very, very careful with strategy, making sure that you have the knowledge, making sure you have the application, and making sure you have the skill, the ability to create a deal in that area. So if you want to invest in cryptocurrency, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, if you want to get into the stock market, just going to Acorn and downloading that doggone app and dropping your little change in there and a couple $100 here and a couple $100 there, it don't mean you making no dent in your financial life. It just means you doing something to make yourself feel good about what you're not doing and what you're not learning and what you don't understand. You got to understand what you're doing. You can't just be letting your money go here and there and you ain't doing the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. And doing the work is about strategy. Strategy is the first success multiplier. Most people never get past number one. You know why? Because they don't have strategy. I remember when I prayed to the Lord, one of the first times I went to God, it was in 2006. It was in 2006. I remember it was like June or July of 2006. Man, what was that? 2021, so that was 15 years ago. I remember going to God in 2006 and I was praying because, man, I was struggling and me and my wife was scratching and clawing, trying to make ends meet. And I remember going to God praying and I was like, Lord, I need a miracle. I need something to happen. I need some doors to open, man. I just need a Brinks bag to fall out the sky. Come on, Holy Ghost, do something for your boy. And I remember the Lord said, what you lack is strategy. Because I thought I lacked money. I thought I lacked opportunity. I thought I just needed to find the right person or connect to the right people or just get in the right circle. And the Lord, I remember that like it was yesterday. The Lord made it very, very clear to me, you lack strategy. And that's when I started this journey. If you've been around me long enough, you've heard me teach on strategy, preach on strategy. When I was a pastor, I used to always talk about strategy, and system, because I became like this nerd for strategy, this nerd for systems. And that was one of the first things the Lord told me, you lack strategy. And when I realized what strategy was, not just like one thing that you're doing. Oh, I have a strategy to walk out this door. And my strategy to walk out this door is to get up out this seat and to go to the door and open the door. Well, that's just common sense. That ain't really no strategy. Strategy is knowledge, application, and skill, because there are more ways to get out this door than to just use common sense and get up and walk out the door. That might be the easiest way. That's just an example. But my point is, when you look at strategy, you got to look at it from perspective of knowledge. I need certain information, certain insight, certain perspective. I need application. That means I need practical, tactical techniques that I can put to work. So I can play a little bit. So I can do a little research and development to see if it's actually practical. I need skill. I need the ability to create a deal. Can I get into this area and create a deal? Because if you're trying to get into an area and you really can't even create no deal, how you think you're gonna make money? How you think you're gonna get in that area and really make something happen? Now, it's definitely possible for you to invest in stuff or to get into stuff without knowing a whole lot, okay? Without having a whole lot of skill, but you can't build your life around luck. You can't build your life around, well, I hope it works. Well, Lord, I just pray you make this thing happen. You can't build your life around that. You got to really, clamp down on that thing and say, you know what? I'm finna learn some stuff. I'm finna really put this stuff I learned to practice until I figure it out, and I'm gonna develop a skill set so that I can really make some things happen. So I can create a deal even without having money. I learned a lot about real estate investing. I learned a lot about business. I learned a lot about entrepreneurship. I learned a lot about financial literacy. See, there are a lot of things that I personally educated myself on, and I just continued to just learn and educate and learn and educate to the extent that even if I don't have money, guess what? I can still make a deal happen because I got the skill set. I know how to actually make something happen because I developed a skill set. I got a certain amount of knowledge. I applied that knowledge enough times to where I developed this ability to create a deal. So I can walk into a situation, if it has to do with financial literacy, if it has to do with certain financial things, if it has to do with investing, if it got to do with business, or if it has to do with entrepreneurship or wealth building, I could come into any blank canvas of a situation and I can create something, because you know why? I got knowledge, application, and skill. In other words, I have become a strategist because I understood that strategy is one of the success multipliers. I hope y'all caught that. I hope that makes sense to y'all. Gotta get my phone charger, my phone going dead. Okay, so the second success multiplier is time. The second success multiplier is time. Okay, how is time a success multiplier? Glad you asked me. Appreciate it. Here's how time is the second success multiplier. Because you're going to have to invest a certain amount of time in your craft, okay? You have to invest a certain amount of time in your craft, and this is especially for all of you entrepreneurs. You got an EIN, you got a 501c3, or you're a minister. You got an organization, you got your LLC paperwork. You got to invest time, and I'm just being 100 with you. You have to invest time in learning more about running a business, not just being a hustler. See, I made that mistake. I made that mistake for a long time. I made the mistake of being a hustler, being a grinder, being a go-getter. I knew I could get out there and make something happen. But here's what my problem was. I really wasn't running a business. I really wasn't running a business until I started investing time, right, in my craft. And that means I had to spend more time in my business than I did in other people's business. Ooh, that was for free. You're going to catch that next Wednesday. Did you hear what I just said? I had to invest more time in my business than in everybody else's business. What you mean, Prophet Ramone? I know you was nosy. I ain't talking about that kind of nosiness. I ain't talking about being in other people's business, worrying about their private, personal issues. I'm talking about I was watching other people do what they were doing as if I couldn't do what I needed to do. So I was too focused on being a consumer and not a producer. So it was okay for me to read books. It was okay for me to learn. It was okay for me to watch others and observe others and to see how others was doing it. But at a certain point, that time that I'm putting in watching everybody else do business, it wasn't like I was just, twiddling my thumbs. A lot of the time that I was putting in was just watching other business people, reading books about what other people were doing. But I needed some of that time to be moved over here on this side of my balance sheet so that I can invest the time into being a business owner. So I can take what I had learned in my strategy phase, knowledge, application, and skill, and start investing time in running my own business. Think about it. If you work on a job and you got a side hustle, or you're thinking about starting a business or investing some of your hard-earned money, and you're investing at least 50 hours a week if you work a full-time job. If you work a full-time job, you working what, 40 hours a week, right? Okay, so how long does it take you to get ready before you go to work every day? How long does it take you to get home and get settled in and get out of work mode? So let's just say it takes you 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's what? That's 10 more hours plus the 40 hours you working. God knows if it takes more time driving, if you got to work a couple extra hours, if you got to come in early, if you got to do work on your day off, if you still, thinking about your job when you off your work. So you can easily be spending 50 hours a week on your job. And the reason why you can do your job with your eyes closed, some of you can walk into your business or your place of business and you know where everything at. You know where every department is. You know who the messy people is on your job. You know who be on your job capping and lying. You know who going through divorce on your job. You know who cheating on their spouse on your job. You know everything about people on your job, don't you? You know where you can go and hide to take a break on your job because you there all the time, which means you're spending a lot of time on that job. So just as well as you spend time on a job that you don't own, you got to spend time on your business, time in your opportunities for investing. Don't be taking your money and putting your money in stuff you're not willing to put your time behind. Because if you putting money somewhere and you ain't putting no time behind it, in time gonna show you that your money didn't mean nothing because you didn't put time behind it to become better at where you was putting your money. It's kind of like a relationship. How long are you gonna just give your spouse money and not time? How long you gonna give your kids money and not time? How long you gonna give anybody or anything money and not time before time shows you that because you value money over time, you lost your money? So time is the second success multiplier. So you need to invest time. That means there's a certain amount of time every week you should be investing. Now, if you took my investing courses on my Blueprint Game Plan, I recommend that you need to invest at least 20 hours a week on your business or on your investment company or on a business that you want to use at some point to get into investing, to have financial freedom and to create wealth. All this 4-hour-a-week stuff, it's for the birds. It's for the birds. It was a good book for somebody who wrote the book, but it's for the birds. Ain't nobody finna invest no doggone 4 hours a week in nothing and think you gonna be something. Some people might. They might be the exception to the rule. There are studies today that show the average person has to invest at least 10,000 hours into a subject to even be considered an expert. The average person needs to invest at least 15 to 20,000 hours into a subject to be considered a master. You know how long it takes to invest 10, 15, 20,000 hours into a subject? It might take you 10, 15, 20 years. That means you have to invest at least 1,000 hours a year just to become an expert in 10 years. Think about that. Let me see, 1,000 a year divided by 12. So that's 83. Yep, that's it. That's 83 hours a month that you would have to invest, which is about 20 hours a week. I knew I was right. I just had to see the math for myself on my calculator. So I knew I wasn't too far off. So in order to become an expert, you have to invest at least 10,000 hours. Now, again, there are some people who can do what experts never do in less time because they're able to take strategy, money, relationships, certain skill sets, mesh them together, lean into it, and they eliminate time by doing more quicker. So there are some exceptions that you can use to go around this whole idea. That's why I said the average person, a typical person, will have to take that much time. So your first success multiplier is strategy. Your second success multiplier is time. Your third success multiplier is money. How is money a success multiplier? I'm gonna show you how money is a success multiplier, because you're gonna need to know how to make money. You're gonna need to know how to manage money in order for you to be able to multiply money. I know some people say, well, it don't take money to make money. Well, it may not take money to make money, but it's going to be very hard to make money if you don't have the ability to turn things into cash. That's what making money is about. Did you catch what I just said? Making money is about being able to turn things into cash. So if I have a product, if I have a service, if I have an idea, if I have a relationship, if I have a concept, if I have a skill set, if I have something that I can convert into cash, that means I have the ability to make money. A lot of people are not able to make enough money, not because they don't want to make enough money, but because they're not willing to learn how to convert more things at their disposal into cash, if that's making sense. So if you're saying, I need to make more money, no, what you need to do is learn how to develop the ability to turn more things into cash. So if you're working on a job, that's one way of turning things into cash. You're taking your skill, you're taking your time, and you're converting it into cash. But now you got to find other things, because it's only so much time you can convert into cash. It's only so much of yourself and your skill that you can convert into cash. Now you got to find other things that you can convert into cash. So if you're going to use money as one of your success multipliers, you got to know how to make money. That means you got to learn how to turn things into cash. That means you got to get off this live today and figure out, what do I have at my disposal? What do I have at the house? Is there a thing? Are there some things? Are there some items you have? Are there some products and services, or just some stuff you got that you can turn into a product and service? If it is, you need to identify with those things and say, you know what? I'm going to turn these things into cash. In other words, I'm going to make money. Because one of your success multipliers is money, which means you got to learn how to make it, and you got to get good at it. You got to get better at it. You got to work at it. Every day I wake up, I work on turning things into cash, because I know the more money I make, the more opportunities I can afford. The more opportunities I can afford. So I'm not making money just to make money. I'm actually making money. I'm turning things into cash because I want to get better at managing it so I can multiply it. And in order for me to multiply it, sometimes I got to give it away, so that giving it away provides another opportunity for me. So if I got 4 or 5 opportunities I'm looking for, or 4 or 5 opportunities I know I need, sometimes the only thing that separates me from that opportunity is money. So if I can turn things into money, if I can use certain skill sets, certain time, certain relationships, certain networks, certain products and services and ideas, and turn those things into cash and make money, I can then in turn take that money and put it in certain systems or in certain hands that provides me certain opportunities to get what I need to get done so I can get to where I'm going. This is how you multiply your success. So if you take strategy, if you take time and money and you put them 3 together, in other words, if you take knowledge, application, and skill, if you take those things and you put them with time, spending at least 20 hours a week on developing the ability to get better at it, and then you put those things with money, because even if you're working on a job and you're saving your money and you're taking the saved money and you're dropping that money into people, places, and things that are affording you opportunities, your success can actually be multiplied. That's it for today, y'all. This has been an amazing show. As always, for those of you that are watching, please do me a favor. It means everything to me for you to like the video, for you to share the video, for you to tag other people and encourage them to watch the video, for you to share it on your page. Y'all know how them algorithms work. When you share it on your page, you give people an opportunity to see it, but then you give technology through these algorithms the reason to push them up into people's news feed. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if you are interested in getting access to our Blueprint Game Plan program, this is an online virtual educational training platform that we have available called the Blueprint Game Plan. We have set it up as a 5-step, you can see it behind me, 5-step wealth building system. And in this Blueprint Game Plan, we have hundreds of videos that we teach you the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business, ministry, investing, wealth building, and we have a lot of tutorial videos, a lot of walkthrough videos. We have a lot of other resources, documents, forms, everything you need to get your finances in order, everything you need to start a legitimate holding company, structure it correctly and scale it correctly, everything you need to really understand the game of investing and to really build wealth for you and for your family. If you are interested in purchasing and getting access to our Blueprint Game Plan program, go to Ramonepreston.com. Go to Ramonepreston.com. There you will see our Blueprint Game Plan programs. You can click on whatever Blueprint Game Plan program that you're interested in, and guess what? It will show you all of the courses, all of the programs, all of the videos. It will show you everything. You won't have access to get on there and watch it all and download anything, but you'll be able to see everything that we have available on there. And so I encourage you to do that. If you're interested in being coached, if you have never experienced being a part of a coaching program, I want to encourage you to reach out to me. We have a 1-year business coaching program, and we are pretty much relaunching our second round of individuals that we want to process to get you in our business coaching program. We currently have a 90-day coaching program. And so what we decided to do with this new initiative for 2021 was to provide 4 90-day coaching programs to our people for the price of 1. And so this is a special offer that we still have available. If you are interested in being a part of our coaching program, you're going to get 4 90-day coaching programs for the price of 1. It's going to be a 1-year coaching program. We kick it off April 1st in 2021, and we're going to go all the way through to April 1st of 2022. 52 weeks of intense one-on-one coaching sessions, virtual coaching sessions, group coaching masterminds, virtual training assignments, and a whole lot of other things that we're adding to it to fill your 52-week program up so that we can help you get to your next level. My goal is to help as many as I can get to 6 figures and beyond. If you're interested in that coaching program, you're going to have to text me the word coaching to 404-478-7213. If you're interested in being a part of our exclusive coaching program, you have to text me the word coaching to 404-478-7213. This is going to be a very interesting week. We're going to continue to talk about success this week. We're going to be talking about balance sheets. We're going to be talking about assets, liabilities, net worth. We're going to be talking about valuations of your businesses. We want to talk about some of these kind of nerdy, sophisticated things, but I think we need more information about these things because the people who have this information are winning big. And while we're in the middle of a generational wealth transfer, I want to make sure my people have all the right information so you can make the best educated decisions so you can get to your prophesied place. So I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. We out.